Hello everyone, I'm Amir from Adobe class. In the last class, we learned how to create new document, how to open our files, how to save our recent, and how to delete our recent. Today we want to get acquainted with the panels and workspace. They are very important and they are very useful, guys. Any work on the Photoshop, we need the panels and workspace. They are very important. Without no more word, let us start. First things we have to do, it's creating new document. And first things that we need to create a new document, it's a name, and we have to change it to Adobe. I'm changing to name of my document to Adobe. Size I can change it too, but size it's a great and it's a full HD size, and I don't want to change it, but it's a great for our work. On the pixel horizon, it's here, it's a 300 resolution. Guys, I said in the last video, 300 resolution, it's a for printing work. For example, you want to make one visit card, you should use of this number. But when you want to work with the computers or make something for screens, you have to use a 72 resolution. And here, our color mode is the RGB, great for monitor, and background it's a white and it's a great too. So let's create it. Well guys, in the right place exactly, we can see our panels exactly on the right place. And I have to say this, guys, attention, every panel that we open and that we activate them, they will be open and activated on the right side, not on the left side, just on the right side. And here it's our plans like a color, swatches, layer, channel, and path. Here we have some shortcut panels, and they are very smaller than color. Actually, you can see it, and it's clever. And if I click on this panel, the name is history, I can see options from a history panel. If I don't want it, I want to close it, I have to click on this button, and it will be closed for me. Another one, if I'm click on it, I can see it, their option, and I can close it again. And I can change any panel places to any place I want. For example, if I'm click on the color and hold it and starting to dragging, I can hold it on the left and leave it here, and I can work it with them here. Or I can move it to a right place and work with it here. Or even I can make it one shortcut from it. For example, you can see it color, it became very short and very small, and I can have it here. So let me to changing to default place that they have, or for example, we can changing places. For example, I can changing color to swatches. Now color is first, swatches is second. And guys, actually they are not the whole panels that we have. We have many panels. Actually, they are here. We have to go in the option bar and click on the window, and we can see many panels here, like a 3D brush and project style and like a swatches. If I click on the swatches and activate the swatches tick, like a layers tick, you can see it here, black tick. If I click on the swatches, I can see it here and use everything that I want on the swatches. And I can, for example, move the swatches to left side or right side, or I can make it short, or I can make it under this panel and sit under this panel. And for example, activated swatches, but I activated wrong. I wanted to color, I want to close swatches. What I have to do? First thing, we have to click on the swatches. We can right click on the swatches and we can see close. If I click on the close, swatches will be closed for me. not delete, just close. For example, if I wanted to take it back again, I'm going on the window, on the option bar, click on it, coming and finding swatches, so it's here, I'm click on it, and swatches will be activated for me. Well guys, for example, some people are so sensitive about their workspace. For example, they wanted to see this picture. For example, imagine it's a wise picture that we have, and we want to see it very better than this. We have not enough place for looking very well. But we have to do what we can do. It's have a 10 way, but one way it's for example making a small our panels. If I'm click on this, for example, you can see a 4 line exactly here, and up of them you can see it this little button, and if I'm click on it, our panel, they will be very short and they will be very small, and I can see my white picture. It's very great and I can see it very better. For example, if I become a disagree of my opinion, I can back it to normal position. If I'm click on this, it will be like before. For example, I can even, if I'm dragging my mouse here, you can see a mouse position is changing to a like a two mouse. It's to showing a left and right. If I'm dragging, I can make it smaller and see a picture actually better, and I have a more place here. Or for example, I can make it bigger. That means so it's a little bit hard. If I'm dragging, I can make it bigger. Or for example, I want to work with the swatches panel and I don't have enough place. I can sit in my mouse here and dragging on the down or top or up, and you can see it changing for me. Well, let me making very short again, and even at this position I can make it even smaller. If I'm dragging to the right, you can see it became like a shortcut. They're actually the same, becoming the same to each other. Well guys, we talk about everything on panels. Now we have to talk about workspace. Workspace, they are very important for our work. Where's workspace exactly? When we're coming on the option bar, we have to click on the window, and we can see on the second option, we can see a workspace here. Our workspace, it's on essential and default, and it's a default of a Photoshop, and everyone installs Photoshop and open it, it will be like this. For example, we have a 3D photography and motion here too. For example, we want to work on the 3D, work on the Photoshop, and we have some 3D pictures, and we want to work on them. We're coming on the window, choose a workspace, and coming and activated 3D tick, and I can see everything change on my right. I told you guys, everything we opening on the panels, it will be open for me here, and I can see some shortcuts here, and I can use them for my work actually, and I can use them. For example, we did this, and we want to going to default and make it normal like before. We have to going in the window, click on the workspace, and choose a default and essential. And if I'm click on it, you can see everything become like before that I had. If I'm click on the color, I can see it. Well, we're talking about workspace now. For example, some people liking to have a very customization Photoshop. For example, I like it to my color be here, always it be here for me, and I'm comfortable to work in color in the left side. Or library, for example, I like to work with the library here, and it's calling my workspace. It's my space of my work. And for example, I want to save this. Let me back them to their places. I'm backing color to their panel. Well, I'm going to a window, click on the workspace, and coming down to finding new workspace. If I'm click on it, Photoshop one name from me. Delete this and writing Adobe. It will be Adobe Workspace for me. For example, we have some options here. It's a keyboard shortcut. We have some shortcut on the keyboards. We will talk about it in the next parts. I don't know how many parts will be taken. For example, in the 10 parts, I think. Keyboard shortcuts. For example, I can click on the push on the delete button on my keyboard and delete everything I want in the Photoshop. For example, I can change this shortcut delete and to open. For example, every time I push on the delete, my files will be open. I can change it, but it's my offer to don't change everything. It's basic and learn basic. It's better. So I'm click on the save now, and it's make it one new workspace for me. We can see it here. It's Adobe. It's here. And now, if I'm changing color place to here and library panel here, it will be saved for me on the Adobe Workspace. Just, for example, if I'm click on the essential default, it will be like before. And I want to work with my workspace. I'm going on the window, click on the workspace, and click on the Adobe, and I can see them here, and I can change them everything I want. For example, we change everything, and it was a very bad, and we want to change it and we couldn't because we changed it very much and it's taking very much time to become, for example, like before. What we have to do, we're going on the window again, choose workspace, and click on the delete, click on the reset Adobe. And when I'm click on the reset Adobe, my workspace that had a name Adobe will be reset for me. For example, if I'm coming on the Adobe, I can see it here. It became a reset and everything like before. I can change it again, whatever I want. For example, I can change the color again to here, or I can make a shortcut from it. Let me push it here and back to here. Well, guys, we're going to window panel again, and we created one new workspace, and we don't want it. We don't want to see it here even. We want to delete it. What we have to do? We have to coming down and click on the delete workspace, and we have to find it here, and I can see it Adobe. I can choose it. If I'm click on it, I can choose it and delete it. Why? Because it's active for me. When we have some active workspace, we can't delete them, guys. We can't delete them. So I have to close this panel, go into window, select the workspace, and select and choose essential default, and going to workspace again, choosing delete workspace, and now I can choose Adobe, and if I'm click on the delete, and Photoshop sending one warning for me and say, do you want to really delete the workspace? Its name is Adobe. I said yes, I want to delete it. I'm click on the yes, and if I'm coming on the workspace, and I can't see Adobe Workspace anymore here, and it will be deleted for me. Well, guys, thank you for watching it till now.